Hey guys, welcome to another Endgame video by the Goan Chess Trio. This is Nandhini. Today we're going to have a look at a very basic yet an important endgame, that is the rook versus the bishop. There are a few important positions that I'd like to share with you. We have our first position on the board. Usually this endgame gets critical for the defending side if his king reaches the corner. Now there are two kinds of corners, a good corner and a bad corner. Now, as we see, we have a light squared bishop in this position. So a good corner will be a dark squared corner and the king is on a dark squared corner. So that is h8 or a1. And if we have a dark squared bishop, then the correct corner for the king will be a light squared corner. So h1 or a8. Now that doesn't mean if you are on the bad corner you're always losing. No, that's not the case, but there are a few instances where you could lose the game if your opponent has the perfect position of his pieces. So as we see, the position does look a little dangerous for black, but there's always a stalemate that saves him because his king is on the good corner. So let's just have a look at that stalemate idea I was talking about. So let's say white plays the move rook c8 check, black has the move bishop g8, and white can't really move along the 8th rank, which is rook, for example, rook b8, because this leads to a stalemate. And the same goes with the move king h6. So this is the basic stalemate idea in this rook versus the bishop endgame. So let's just have a look at some other variations white could try. For example, you could try the move rook h5 check, trying to get the black king out of the corner, the good corner. And after king g8, he can try rook a5, having a double threat. Now the bishop's attacked as well as a rook a8 checkmate threat, and black cannot defend from both at the same time. But he has a saving move over here, and that is bishop b1 check. And after king f6, he can get back to the corner with king h8. And if white goes king f7, then this hasn't really changed the position much. It's just changed. It's the same position, but on the other side of the board. So it doesn't really make a difference. You can just continue with bishop e4. And yes, you shouldn't make a blunder by playing the move bishop h7, because then there is rook a8 check. And after bishop g8, rook into g8, he wins the piece and wins the game. So it's always the best and the safest to just keep the bishop on the same diagonal, but not to take the bishop close to the king. In this position, the h7 square, just wait for white to give a check. When white plays the move rook h5 check, you can play the move bishop h7. And if he doesn't, if he plays rook e5, just move along the same diagonal once again, and it's an easy draw. Now let's just go back, and let's say he doesn't really do anything and he just sits down making a waiting move. Well, in this case, what you can do is just play the move bishop d5, for example, and you're also waiting. So after bishop d5, let's say rook c8 check, bishop g8, rook c5, again having a threat of rook h5, but your bishop just moves back. Let's say bishop b3 and move along the same diagonal again. Do not make a blunder of playing the move bishop g8 because of rook h3. Yes, and another thing is you don't need to always just move on the same diagonal. If you do get to give a check with bishop b1 check, this is also pretty fine. This also draws, because these are the two important diagonals, because the black king is on a dark squared corner. So it means that the bishop can move along these two diagonals. So, and if it is a light squared corner, for example, the a8 or the h1 squares, then the important diagonals will be these, as I've just marked now. So the bishop can just move along these two diagonals and you do get a draw. Let's see how. You can just play king h6, then there is bishop a2, can get back. Then let's say rook c8 check, bishop g8, rook c7, bishop b3, rook h7 check, again trying to get the king out. So after king g8, rook b7. Now we don't really have a check because the white king is not on g6. So, but there's no checkmate threat either. So there's no problem here. You can just play the move bishop d5. And let's say after rook b8 check, king f7. Now it kind of looks worrisome because the king's actually out of the good corner, but there's nothing to worry about because now the king can rush to this corner. So this process is going to keep continuing and black does get a draw. An important thing to note down for the defending side is always take your king to the opposite colored corner of your bishop. That is, if you have a light squared bishop, take your king to a dark squared corner, and if you have a dark squared bishop, take your king to a light squared corner. This way is the easiest way to get a draw. Now, in the next video, I will be doing what happens if the defending king is in the wrong corner, is in the bad corner. So stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you soon. Bye.